Here are the main news headlines. The United Nations Resident Coordinator's Office, in partnership with the Gambia government and the World Bank, on Monday launched a forum on the theme Peace and Prosperity in the Gambia, Problems and Prospects. Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, the Minister of Information, has called on stakeholders to review the 2022-2023 employment data so the country can get accurate data to help them respond to people's needs. At the opening of 2 days training on Canva design skills and export strategies for women entrepreneurs, the Ministry of Trade Monday called for the provision of more opportunities for women traders. In international news, the United Nations Children's Fund, in collaboration with Gavi Vaccine Alliance, Africa CDC and the WHO and partners, has issued an emergency tender to procure Mpox vaccines for crisis-hit countries. In sports news, the Sports Journalists Association of the Gambia elected new executive on Saturday to steer the affairs of the association for the next 4 years. These and other stories coming ahead. Do stay tuned. Thank you very much for staying with us. This is QTV News. Now, the United Nations Resident Coordinator's Office, in partnership with the government of the Gambia and the World Bank, on Monday launched a 3-day symposium titled Peace and Prosperity in the Gambia, Problems and Prospects. Usman Jatta tells us more.
Following the electoral defeat, which led to the removal of Gambia's long-time autocratic ruler in December 2016, the government embarked on a transition in 2017 to build the country's democracy. This 3-day convergence seeks to support the country's ongoing transition through a comprehensive assessment of the country's progress in achieving its delivery-focused national development plan. Carl Frederick Paul, the UN Resident Coordinator, praised the Gambia's transition and further challenged participants to visualize the conference as a catalyst for development.
As we embark on these 3 days of intense discussions and collaboration, it is important to challenge us, but also I challenge each of you to approach this symposium as a catalyst for change. Let us aim for specific, measurable, and actionable outcomes. Our goal should be nothing less than a clear roadmap for enhancing peace and prosperity in the Gambia.
The Gambia is actively collaborating with various international partners to promote development across multiple sectors. For instance, the World Bank Group has launched a new country partnership framework, CPF, for the Gambia, covering the period from 2022 to 2026. This framework aims to support the country's development priorities by strengthening governance, promoting inclusive and resilient private sector-driven job creation, and enhancing human capital investment. Franklin Mutahakana is the World Bank country representative.
Since the Gambia accessed the TA in November 2021, significant gains have been made on the government's strategic goals, centered around restoring trust between citizens and the state, good governance, sustainable land management, and access to basic services.
The symposium is designed to maximize collective expertise through presentations and panel discussions. Her Excellency Ambassador Mary Rose Quarter is the Chief Executive Officer of the African Review Mechanism Continental Secretariat. She joined the conference via a video link.
Since 2017, the Gambia's evolution has highlighted both the opportunities and challenges inherent in political transitions across Africa. During this time, West Africa has grappled with issues such as terrorism, unconstitutional changes of governments through military coups, deforestation, drought, and the impacts of climate change.
The symposium will seek to identify the problems to peace and security in the country and recommend solutions that align with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. UN Resident Coordinator Carl Frederick Paul also emphasized that the UN is fully committed to supporting the Gambia in fulfilling recommendations from the 3-day seminar.
We stand ready to leverage our global expertise and resource to turn your insight into concrete actions. Our role is that of a partner and not of a prescriber.
By the end of the 3-day symposium, stakeholders are expected to formulate concrete policies and put forward recommendations that will inform a comprehensive policy brief to directly support the country's development agenda and future interventions. Osman Jata reporting for QTV News.
Now, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, the Minister of Information, has called on stakeholders to review the 2022-2023 employment data so the country can get accurate data to help them respond to people's needs. The Minister was speaking at the recent high-level UN meeting on the Summit of the Future. Usman Jata again.
The labor market is a dynamic entity constantly shaped by a multitude of forces, including technological advancements, globalization, and demographic shifts. According to the 2022-2023 Labor Force Survey, the Gambia's unemployment rate is 7.6%. However, Information Minister Dr. Ismaila Ceesay raised an alert over the validity of these figures.
I'm not disputing the data, but I have an issue with it because it's data that was collected in 2022-2023. And I don't think it can still be valid data, given the fact that unemployment is dynamic. And once somebody is unemployed, that person should be economically active, constantly looking for work, and is available for work. So if we have a data which is 2022, it doesn't reflect the status quo. I think we need to have a frank discussion about what is the correct data. And when I skim on the internet, I know data is a problem, getting access to data. Reputable international institutions are giving us 10.63 in terms of unemployment rate for young people. The one from Statistica, 10.63, that is 2024.
The Gambia conducts its labor force survey through the Gambia Bureau of Statistics in collaboration with the Trade Ministry and partners. The survey therefore captures comprehensive data on the labor market. However, Dr. Ceesay is also worried about the criteria used to conduct the survey and explains his reasoning thus.
When it comes to the 15 to 24, 15 years you are in school, you cannot be an unemployed person. So we need to also look at that standard. If you're 15, 16, 17, you are in school, we cannot count you as unemployed because you're not economically active, you're not looking for a job, you're not ready for work. So if we put 15 years, 16, 17, obviously the number will go high. So I think it's time for us to really look at this data again to ensure we have the right data in terms of unemployment, because this has political implications, but also other implications.
The 2022-2023 GBOS employment data also reveals that the employment to population ratio is 40.3% and offers a similar picture to that of the labor participation rate. To have reliable data that corresponds with the realities of the labor force market, the Information Minister suggests to have a different system.
I think it is government's responsibility. I think we'll take that up with the Ministry of Trade. Right now we are putting a system in place to really get the right figures in terms of how many jobs the government has provided since making the announcement that we are going to provide 150,000 jobs in line with the new labor policy. We are seeing how we can harvest the data from different sources.
The 2022-2023 Workforce Survey indicates that youth, meaning young people aged from 15 to 35 years, face challenges trying to enter the labor market. The labor force participation rate is around 15 points below that of adults, and the unemployment rate is 3 times the corresponding adult rate. Almost half of the youths are underutilized. On average, 6 in 10 youth work as self-employed and are mainly engaged in informal employment. The Information Minister believes frequent updating of these figures will help the government respond to young people's needs. Osman Jata reporting for QTV News.
Now, at the opening of 2 days training on Canva design skills and export strategies for women entrepreneurs, the Ministry of Trade on Monday called for the provision of more opportunities for women traders in the country. Ansumane Sonyasi was there, and this is his report.
This training is aimed at exposing these women entrepreneurs to the international market through relevant export strategies. As major economic drivers, women entrepreneurs play a crucial role in advancing economic growth. Usman Bojang, Director of Trade at the Ministry of Trade, and Fatou Mbenga Jallo, Regional Director of Sea Trades West Africa, said the training aligns with the ministry's commitment to foster a vibrant business community. And while they acknowledge the impact this training is expected to have on participants, particularly in building strong brands and ensuring a noticeable presence in the international market, they called on business stakeholders to provide more opportunities for women-led businesses.
This training will provide participants with the knowledge and tools to navigate the complexity successfully. By learning about the export readiness, participants will be able to identify potential market, access their competitiveness, and develop effective export strategies.
We really look at what are the challenges that women businesses face, but also in terms of what programs can we do together with the partners in country and outside to get them to the point where they're able to not only produce and meet the requirements of not only international but also nationally as well.
Kutubo Jaju, a senior economist at the Ministry of Trade, gave an overview of the training, adding that this is crucial in helping them to expand and sustain their businesses.
The composition of our participants is participants from the horticultural sector and the fashion sector. So these are businesses that are involved in intra-Africa trade and also into value addition. So the objective of this training is to boost their capacity in order for them to explore the regional market and the continental market at large, so that they are export oriented, they know the requirements, they know all the things that they need to do in order to improve on their exports level for the Gambia.
Participants Fatoumata Jagana and Fatou S. Jallo share their expectations and how they hope the knowledge gained from the training will impact their businesses.
With this training, I think we can be able to provide ourselves with what we need through logo making and business cards and some of the marketing posts that we need for the social medias. For marketing purposes.
We have been paying for designs, and this about Canva. It will help us at least to be able to have the skills to produce our own designs. Sometimes we pay for something that is not quality, and we need to adjust our designs for advancement of our products.
Sea Trades is a business-oriented hub that facilitates the integration of Gambian women-owned businesses in the economy. They also foster self-employment through access to finance, business development support, digitalization, and support in public policy innovations. Ansumane Sonyasi for KTV News.
The report by Ansumane Sonyasi takes us to a commercial break. When we return, we have more local, international, and sports news stories for you. The station.
Indian Institute of Hardware Technology Gambia Limited, one of the leading ICT training institutions in the Gambia. Enjoy a 30% discount on all programs' tuition fees if you enroll before the 10th of September 2024. Our program will start in September 2024. Our offered courses: Diploma in Introduction to Information Technology, Diploma in Database Admin, Advanced Diploma in Software Development, Diploma in Technical Support, Diploma in Multimedia, Diploma in Cybersecurity. We also offer Cisco Certified Network Administration CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Professional CCNP courses. Enroll today. Call us at 7001-968. Visit our website www.iihtgambia.gm. Connecting talent to opportunity.
Q Money and Orange Money has just made money transfer easier. Now you can send money from Gambia to Senegal directly from your Q Money wallet. So what are you waiting for? Get your Q Money account now and start sending money to your friends and families through Orange Money in Senegal now. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to the future of transportation in the Gambia. The Bertel-Harding Highway, a 22-kilometer double carriageway, is set to revolutionize travel and connectivity in our beloved country. The Bertil Harding Highway is transforming transportation in the Gambia with new roundabouts and vehicular overpasses. But safety must come first. Standing along the road or at roundabouts to flag down taxis creates unsafe conditions and unnecessary traffic jams. Remember, always board taxis at designated taxi garages or the garas located at major traffic points. Drivers stopping in no stopping zones will be penalized. Let's keep our roads clear and safe. Together, we can ensure a safe and efficient journey for all.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News, and now to the rest of our stories. Our regional correspondent, Don Williams, engaged some people farming a charming village, as well as some farmers at Jere Kaufala, to get a sense of how the farming season is progressing. Here is the report.
While farmers in some parts of the country bemoan the lack of rainfall, these farmers are very happy about the amount of rain they are getting and are thus optimistic of a bumper harvest. At Jericho Fula, in the North Bank region, Amadou Jallo, Alcalo of the village and a farmer, explained about his life as a farmer, the importance of fertilizers, seeds, tools, and more.
I want the officials of the Agriculture Department to help us with fertilizer and farming tools to make our work easier. If we have coarse, millet and maize, food will always be available. In that case, we can buy rice as a choice, while cereals are always available.
A young man I met on his farm, Ibrahim Abba, explained why he chose to be a farmer.
So I decided to choose this because I want to be somebody useful in society, useful in the community and the entire nation. So that's the belief and the concept I have. So I could have do other things different, but I said, no, I want to be a good guy in my community. And I want people to depend on me, not me to depend on other people. So that's the main objective or the main idea that forced me to come on the land, on the ground, and do what I can do.
He further highlighted some gains and difficulties encountered last year and about his hopes for this year.
Thank God, Alhamdulillah, I've seen different things, because last year things were not very easy like this year. And then one we can say this year growth, the way things are going, at least we have a big hope.
At Chamin village, I met Usman Fane, a trainee farmer from the Songhai initiative, who said he is doing farming out of passion and taught how to grow various crops, vegetables and livestock.
So in Gambia Songhai initiative, we deal with both vegetable crop and cash crop when it comes to crop aspect. In the garden, we grow so many crops. We grow cucumbers, we grow eggplants, we grow pepper, and most of the vegetables are grown here. But back there is a place where we actually grow cash crop, and that cash crop, one of which is maize and then groundnut. So we grow those ones purposely to also feed our livestock, because already we are having our livestock, our poultry birds, and then animal husbandry here. So we use those things to feed our animals to cut production costs.
Victor Mendy, a physically challenged young farmer who grows pepper on his plot. Although he was able to show me around, there was no one to translate for us, as he is deaf and mute. Nonetheless, it was good to see in the places we visited that young people and the physically challenged were involved in farming. Don Williams, QTV News, Farah.
Impressive. Now the report by Don Williams takes us to news beyond our borders. Now, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, in collaboration with the Gavi Vaccine Alliance, Africa CDC and the World Health Organization and other partners, has issued an emergency tender to procure Mpox vaccines for crisis-hit countries. Let's have more details of that in this report. The collaboration to increase access and timely allocation also includes facilitating donations of vaccines from existing stockpiles in high-income countries to contain the ongoing transmission of Mpox. More than 18,000 suspected cases of Mpox, including 629 deaths, have been reported this year in the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is the epicenter of the crisis. 4 out of the 5 deaths have been in children, according to the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Under the emergency tender, UNICEF will set up conditional supply agreements with vaccine manufacturers. This will enable UNICEF to purchase and ship vaccines without delay once countries and partners have secured financing, confirmed demand and readiness, and the regulatory requirements for accepting the vaccines are in place. The WHO is currently reviewing the information submitted by manufacturers on the 23rd of August and is expected to complete its review for emergency use listing by mid-September. Addressing the current Mpox vaccine shortage and delivering vaccines to communities who need them now is of paramount importance. There is also a pressing need for a universal and transparent allocation mechanism to ensure equitable access to Mpox vaccines, says Leila Pakala, the director of UNICEF's supply division. Dr. Juan Kaseya, Director General of Africa CDC, says his organization is committed to ensuring that vaccines are allocated safely and equitably across the continent in partnership with stakeholders. Dr. Derek Sim, Interim Chief Vaccine Programs and Markets Officer at Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, says securing access to supply and financing, delivering doses, and in parallel ensuring countries are ready to administer them all need to be conducted rapidly but thoroughly in a coordinated manner. The emergency tender is designed to secure immediate access to available Mpox vaccines as well as to expand production. Depending on demand, production capacity of manufacturers, and funding agreements for up to 12 million doses through 2025 can be put in place. UNICEF is the world's largest single vaccine buyer, procuring more than 2 billion doses of vaccines annually for routine child immunization and outbreak response on behalf of nearly 100 countries. Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, is a public-private partnership that since its inception in 2000 has helped vaccinate more than half of the world's children against some of the world's deadliest diseases. For QTV News, I am Julden Yai. That report there takes us to sports news. Now, the Sports Journalists Association of the Gambia, SJAG, elected a new executive on Saturday to steer the affairs of the association for the next 4 years. Our sports reporter, Momodu Gajaga, was there, and this is his report.
The Sports Journalists Association of the Gambia, SJAG, is the umbrella body responsible for all sport writers in the country. The new executive, which will manage the affairs of the SJAG, were elected during an elective congress. Omar Jaju was elected unopposed as president. As outgoing president, Musa Sise-led executive bid farewell after serving 2 terms. Bakari Mane, nicknamed Big Sam, was elected as the first vice president. Mohamed Lamin Drame was elected secretary general, succeeding Aliou Cisse of QTV, who stepped down at the end of his mandate. The new SJAG president, Omar Jaju, promised to deliver to promote the affairs of the association.
I am enthusiastic about the forthcoming voyage and the prospect of contributing to SJAG and its members. I commit to guiding with transparency, integrity, and a profound dedication to the principles we all cherish. Let us begin this voyage in unison with a shared vision and a common purpose. The future of SJAG is promising.
Musa Sise, the outgoing president, reflects on his time as the association's leader, highlighting the challenges and successes. He also had a message for the new executive.
I'm bowing out gracefully thanks to my executive who stood by me over the years, over difficult periods, but thank God we've managed. I commend you all. I felicitate you all. I wish you all the very best there is. It's not going to be an easy ride in the park. Youngsters, boys and girls, it is not going to be an easy ride. You need to walk the walk and do the right talking, or else, I'm sorry, it's not going to be good. And God forbids, I hope that doesn't happen. And my words are words of wisdom. You only can have my support.
Members of the Gambia Press Union and the National Sports Council organized and supervised the elective Congress. Ibrahim Aseka, a member of the National Sports Council, believes sports journalists in the country should collaborate to improve the association and revolutionize Gambian sports by reporting on the positive developments.
We must work hard to develop our sports in all aspects, because it is SAG that will help government agencies so that we will have sponsors, we will have corporate bodies coming on board on sports. But when we have 75% negative reporting, the 25% will not leave us nowhere.
Other positions in the executive were Second Vice President, which saw Sajo Balde elected, Assistant Secretary General, which went to Lamin Fadera. Abdoulaye Diaw was elected Treasurer, and there were 4 co-opted members. Members of the ANPS, the Senegalese Sports Press, also attended as observers, also to strengthen partnership with the Sports Journalists Association of the Gambia. Mamoudou Gajaga, KTV News.
Congratulations to the new executive, and we wish them all the best in their endeavors. Well, that is all we have time for. Do join us at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Thanks for watching.